You know one thing about America, and this is why America will always suck. When the residents of Chicago were complaining, and people in New York were complaining about these illegals, complaining about the crime, complaining about their nasty attitude, complaining up the wazoo, they never move to do anything about it. They never move to do anything about it. Something happens to a white girl at the hands of an illegal. Now, all of a sudden, they can get up and move mountains. This is why you will always suck, America. This is why you will always suck. So let's get into this story. Georgia State House passes bill allowing police to arrest anyone suspected of being in country illegally. So this is after there was a suspect in the killing of a University of Georgia student, nursing student. So now Georgia is compelled to jump up and do something now. So the state house voted 97 to 74 to approve House Bill 1105, which would allow police to arrest anyone with probable cause who is suspected of being in the US unlawfully and detain them for deportation. Oh, so now it's time to grab any and everybody and deport them. See, the only problem is policing is so bad in America. You know what they're going to do? They're going to grab up citizens that were born and raised in America and deport them too. Look up the stories. They have done that before. You know why? Because policing sucks in America too. So the bill comes after the killing of a 22-year-old nursing student, Lankin Riley. Didn't I tell you? This is the only time they'll jump up. They have been like this all throughout history. Nothing will get done until it happens to one of them. Then, when it happens to one of them, oh, they're ready to stop the world and do something about it. This is only for one group of people, not for anyone else. So, anyway, she was killed by Jose Ibarra, who was a Venezuelan citizen, and he came into the country illegally back in 2022. And it was not the first time he was detained. He was also detained when he was in New York. So he was arrested in New York and charged with acting in a manner to injure a child. He was driving around without a license and registration and just doing whatever he wants, just like most of these illegals are doing in the country. So Riley's death has sparked outrage among the community, and some Republicans have used her death as an opportunity to call out President Biden and Democrats. Well, why did we have to wait for her to die in order to call out Biden? Why can you do that before? Oh boy. So anyway, moving on. So Riley's death, the Democrats are arguing that her death shouldn't shape the broad immigration policy. So this bill in Georgia passed on Thursday and would require jailers and sheriffs to report to federal authorities when someone is in their custody has been found to not have legal documentation. Local governments could lose state funding or state administered federal funding if they do not report it, according to the Atlanta Journal Constitution, which first reported the legislation passing. So, State Rep Jeffrey Petria sponsored the legislation. He said he worked on the effort for at least a year, but the bill took on a new importance after Riley's death. Wow. Okay, so y'all, so this is the result of them waiting for something to happen to one of them folks, and then we can now move to get these people out of here. But as long as nothing happens to them and everything looks great every day, then you can best believe nothing is ever going to be done. And the proof is Chicago and New York. The people there have been complaining probably for well over a year, and their complaints have fell upon deaf ears. So you know how they roll in America, like they always have historically, y'all. And that is so annoying that only one voice in the country counts and all the others don't. But y'all, tell me what you think about Georgia passing this bill. So the cop, all he got to do is suspect that someone is in the country illegally. And you can best believe, y'all, they're going to mess this up. They're going to mess it up. We'll see how many legal citizens that they deport. And, the person is telling you they're legal and you just choose not to believe them, you know. But if you go out and Google the stories, you'll find the stories where citizens were actually deported, because when it comes down to policing, they were never good at policing in this country. That's why it looks the way that it does. So, those of you that are in Georgia and my subscribers, let me know what you think about this legislation and the reason behind this legislation. They're willing to let everybody else suffer, but oh my goodness, not you, not you. These people suck. It really sucks having them in charge. It really truly does. So, y'all, you're going to have to tell me what you think about this. New York is now also working on changing policies to get the criminal element among the immigrants, the illegals out of New York. And you're going to start hearing about more places. I even heard, I think the city of Philadelphia, they're even working on something. People are getting tired of all the crime. And then no matter how much y'all lie and say the crime has not changed, if it did not change, then you would not be doing the things that you're doing. So obviously something changed. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.